Today, an official of the United Nations tried to tell the world, so there will be no mistake, that we are living in the midst of a modern-day Hitler.
I want to put the statement by President Trump up on the screen. He says in a Truth Social post, "We have completed our very successful attack on the 3 nuclear sites in Iran, including Fordo, Natanz, and Esfahan. All planes are now outside of Iran airspace. A full payload of bombs was dropped on the primary site, Fordo. All planes are safely on their way home. Congratulations to our great American warriors. There is not another military in the world that could have done this. Now is the time for peace. Thank you for your attention to this matter." I'm here with CNN's Jeremy Diamond in Tel Aviv. Obviously, Jeremy, this is something that we have been waiting for and watching for. We got the word earlier today that B-2s were in the air. There has been some reporting they're heading toward Guam. We don't know exactly what aircraft were used in this. They said a full payload of bombs, which there had been a lot of discussion about how many of these bunker buster bombs would be required to really damage Fordo facility. Unclear if just one would be enough. He says bombs. It sounds like there were multiple strikes.
Yeah, and you know, even as he is talking about multiple nuclear sites in Iran, the one to key in on is the Fordo facility, because we know that that is the facility that is buried deep beneath a mountain in Iran that would require those B-2 bombers and would require those 30,000 pound bombs to be dropped over that facility. And most experts have estimated that it would take multiple bombing runs to actually get to the depth required to destroy that facility in Fordo. And it appears that the United States has now carried out that strike. The question, as you said, how many runs did it take? Were they able to destroy it completely? You know, we don't know that yet. We don't have that battle damage assessment that they need to do.
We should also point out the Natanz facility, according to the IAEA and others, that was damaged by Israeli authorities. That was damaged early on in Israel's actions against Iran. The exact level of damage was not clear. There were some initial reports that perhaps the damage was worse than it actually was. The electrical supply to the centrifuges at the Natanz facility were cut. That electrical supply was cut. I spoke to the head of the IAEA who
Thank you very much. A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the 3 key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime: Fordo, Natanz, and Esfahan. Everybody heard those names for years as they built this horribly destructive enterprise. Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight, I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier. For 40 years, Iran has been saying death to America, death to Israel. They have been killing our people, blowing off their arms, blowing off their legs with roadside bombs. That was their specialty. We lost over 1,000 people, and hundreds of thousands throughout the Middle East and around the world have died as a direct result of their hate. In particular, so many were killed by their general, Qasem Soleimani. I decided a long time ago that I would not let this happen. It will not continue. I want to thank and congratulate Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. We worked as a team like perhaps no team has ever worked before. And we've gone a long way to erasing this horrible threat to Israel. I want to thank the Israeli military for the wonderful job they've done. And most importantly, I want to congratulate the great American patriots who flew those magnificent machines tonight, and all of the United States military on an operation the likes of which the world has not seen in many, many decades. Hopefully, we will no longer need their services in this capacity. I hope that's so.
Shadows. So let's bring retired four-star General Jack Keane. So you see the response from Putin, an experimental intermediate-range missile. Why do you think Putin fired back like that? What's he worried about, General?
Yeah, well, first of all, Putin is really a master of psychological warfare, and in the Soviet Union and Russian playbooks, it always has been a major part of their conducting, kinetic warfare. And he's really quite good at it. I mean, look at it. He's forced the Biden administration never to give the Ukrainians what they wanted when they wanted it. And it protracted the war. So Putin keeps coming. And that's what this is all about. He wants to stop the use of ATACMS into Russia because he knows full well it already has. That can have some pretty significant impact. And certainly that's where he is, and that's what he's trying to get inside of Biden's head here and the Europeans' head. I think he cares less. This
is an emergency action notification requested by the White House. All broadcast stations will follow activation procedures in the EAS operating handbook for a national level emergency. The President of the United States or his representative will shortly deliver a message over the emergency alert system. We interrupt our programming. This is a national emergency. Important instructions will follow. The following message has been given authorization to be released on the air at the request of myself, the United States government, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, and the United States Department of Homeland Security. My fellow Americans, I am the representative of the President, as he is unavailable to speak at this time. Today is a tough day for America, as we are undergoing a potential World War III. At approximately 12 p.m. today, Russian carriers were reported coming into America, along with Russian fighter jets and helicopters. These Russian soldiers were also reported taking our people hostage and saying they are going to die if we don't surrender. They say we are doing this under Vladimir Putin. I have arranged other countries to help out in this situation, as Japan, South Korea, Ukraine, and Germany respond to what Putin is doing and are going to fight with us to stop Putin and the Russian soldiers before they kill our people. However, Putin is also working with the President of China, Xi Jinping. As of now, more Russian soldiers and Chinese troops are coming into America and kidnapping the people. And recently we got word that North Korea is going to be sending 10 nuclear missiles to hit several areas in the United States. Right now, my fellow Americans, I advise you all to seek a fallout shelter immediately. And I will declare a national emergency for our country, and we will fight back against the Russian soldiers, the Chinese troops, and the North Korean army, and hopefully we can win this world war. Once we have get through this crisis, we will rebuild our nation, and we will become the greater America as once was as one nation, under God. Thank you. God bless you, and God bless America.
Man, this country is just slowly falling apart. I don't even believe how we're going into another world war. Oh well, as long as I'm not involved in it, I'm good. Huh? What the fuck was that? What the fuck?
Hey, you selfish prick! Watch it!
Hold on a second. Where's that? Hold on. Hey, bro, watch your jet. Watch your jet, bro. Watch your jet!
The following message is being issued at the request of the Federal Emergency Management Agency due to an imminent threat posed by the naval forces of the Russian Federation. A mandatory evacuation order is now in effect for the entire state of Maryland. This is a serious situation and all residents must take immediate action. If you live in Maryland, you must evacuate without delay. As you prepare to leave, focus on gathering only essential supplies, such as medications, important documents, food, and water. Given the urgency of the situation, it may be wise to leave behind personal belongings to ensure your safety. Please stay tuned to local news and emergency broadcast for further instructions and updates as the situation develops. This is not a test. Evacuate now.
Это первый день твоей новой жизни. То, что было вчера, не имеет значения. То, кем ты был прежде, уже никого не волнует. Теперь важно то, кем ты будешь сегодня. Что ты знаешь о себе? На что ты способен? Вопросы могут остаться без ответов, но разве ты сможешь потом спокойно спать? Узнать себя, познать границы своих возможностей. К черту границы! Ты готов ломать себя до изнеможения? Каждый день здесь боль закаляет. Шрамы, повседневность. Это ты решил себе что-то доказать. Командир здесь только для того, чтобы ты мог увидеть в нем врага, потому что без врага нет боя, а без боя нет победы. Но на самом деле, главный враг — это ты. Вчерашний ты. Твоя задача — выследить врага, догнать его, превзойти, стать лучше, чем он, и вернуться назад победителем. Потому что завтра первый день твоей новой жизни.
Пожалуйста, ожидайте дополнительной информации от президента России. Подробности будут сообщены в ближайшее время. Пожалуйста, ожидайте дополнительной информации от президента России. Подробности будут сообщены в ближайшее время. Пожалуйста, ожидайте дополнительной информации от президента России. Подробности будут сообщены в ближайшее время.
Доброе утро, сограждане россияне. Я, президент Владимир Путин, обращаюсь к вам от имени граждан нашей Родины в связи с конфликтами, охватившими Соединенные Штаты и другие страны. Сегодня наша страна столкнулась с угрозой со стороны спецподразделений США. Поступают сообщения о нанесении ударов 3 ядерными ракетами по объектам Форда, Натанзе и Исфахане. Существует также опасение, что американская авиация может нанести удары по таким городам, как Москва, Санкт-Петербург, Казань и Самара. 23-я армия займется ликвидацией остатков сил предателей, атаковавших наш московский режим, оплот и символ нашей Родины. Те, кто замышляет нападение на наши города, понесут суровое наказание, как только будут схвачены. Я, Владимир Владимирович Путин, объявляю войну Соединенным Штатам Америки. Наши отважные воины покарают предателей, пытавшихся свергнуть наших союзников. Мы не допустим дальнейших разрушений. Их ждет бесславный конец за совершенную измену. Но, что важнее всего, мы восстановим нашу честь и престиж на мировой арене. Слава России! Слава Родине и ее героям!
Приведите сюда того особого солдата. Агафона Лебедева.
Я вам нужен, господин премьер-министр?
Да, я слышал, что сейчас вы, один из самых талантливых солдат на планете. Я не ошибаюсь.
Точно. Я уже некоторое время тренируюсь, можно сказать, неплохо справляюсь, верно?
Отлично. А теперь я хочу, чтобы вы выполнили для меня задачу, крайне важную для матушки России. Вам нужно отправиться в президентов и Соединенными Швоинов. Они возомнили, будто могут остановить нас своей великой мощью. Чушь. Вы справитесь с этим, сэр?
И ты говоришь, чушь собачья. Я сделаю все возможное, чтобы прикончить этих слуг одну за одну. Скоро они собственном скоро узнат. К чему это ведет, и у них не остатнет.
Отлично, я отправлю солдат воевать против США и их союзников. Вся Россия рассчитывает на вас.
Буду славить эту прекрасную страну, сэр. Слава России!
광명성 3호 2호기 위성 발사 성공. 12월 10일 평안북도 철산군 소해 위성 발사장에서 운반 로켓 은하 3을 통한 광명성 3호 2호기 위성의 발사가 성공했습니다. 위성은 예정된 궤도에 진입했습니다. 거듭 말씀드리겠습니다. 12월 12일 평안북도 철산군 소해 위성 발사장에서 운반 로켓 은하 3을 통한
시드니는 오프라인에서 반영합니다. 가능한 진입점이 있습니다. 생존자를 찾아서 자비 없이 처분하십시오. 최대한의 시드니는 오프라인에서 반영합니다. 가능한 진입점이 있습니다. 생존자를 찾아서 자비 없이 처분하십시오. 최대한의 고통을 느끼고 그들의 삶을 지옥으로 만듭니다. 국무총리를 찾습니다. 실행. 고통을 느끼고 그들의 삶을 지옥으로 만듭니다.
소해 위성 발사장에서 궤도에 진입.
Bye bye, America.
We interrupt emergency programming to bring you an urgent message. The following information will be vital to your safety. Russia has declared war against the United States, and as well as their young brave warriors. At this time, all residents across the United States are advised to seek into underground shelters immediately. The detonation will cause a severe nuclear explosion shockwave that will cause the entire city to be polluted with nuclear fallout. The cities that are heavily favored to be targeted are New York City, Philadelphia, Boston, Washington, D.C., Detroit, Orlando, Atlanta, Houston, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Salt Lake City, and Seattle. If you are within a 70-mile radius of these areas, it is extremely recommended to seek in a fallout shelter as soon as possible. Each impact is expected within 1 to 2 hours. Emergency programming will be interrupted once more to warn the citizens from impact. Within the timer remaining from impact, ensure that you will able to receive information from local news and media outlets, as well as national alerts. Check all radios and televisions to ensure they are operational. Once completed, the best course of action is to protect yourself and loved ones from this type of attack. This message will now repeat for the time being.
there is no hope. The American dream has collapsed. It is with the greatest regret we announce the death and the collapse of the United States of America. My fellow Americans, we are all underneath the hands of the final moments. Moments ago, all countries has launched nuclear weapons heading towards to each other, making the world soon to be inevitable. The dark days of our lives is underway, and there's nothing what we all can do other than spend the final moments all together. As a number of missiles have been launched, Russia, China, North Korea, and Iran has all conducted to launch heavy missiles heading towards the following countries: the United States, Canada, Mexico, France, Germany, Poland, Ukraine, Australia, South Korea, the United Kingdom, and Japan. And we also have conducted to launch missiles at Russia, China, North Korea, Cuba, and Iran. As of now, the president has committed suicide as he is not going to get captured by any troops. And the vice president has been captured and killed by Iranian forces. My fellow Americans, we are, and I quote, we are living in the midst of a modern day Hitler. As we all know, the end of the world was soon upon us. As the number of casualties were caused, this could mean that everything available is soon to be forgotten and inaccessible. All we can do now is brace ourselves. Before we conclude this message, let's take a moment to reflect on the wonderful things we all built to make America strong, land of the free, home of the brave. I have selected a Bible verse to be read on the air. Joshua 1.9, have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. For the final moments together, we will conclude the final activation of the emergency alert system with our national anthem. Goodbye, and may God be over with your souls.
This is an official global emergency message from the United Nations, delivering with coordination with the North American Aerospace Defense Command and all world participating governments. This will be the final transmission from the United Nations. As numbers of nuclear missiles are currently being shot towards at every country for the other, the Earth's climate and surface temperatures are seen within to be considered deadly and will spread across the globe rapidly. This will cause massive devastation to every continent in the world. Temperatures have risen beyond human tolerance, within an average global surface exceeding to 200 degrees Fahrenheit from the nuclear fallout. Million% of water has been evaporated or burned, leaving behind only dust. Breathing without air is now impossible. Global infrastructure has collapsed, and also with communications, power grids, and all life support has failed. Crops, grass, and wildlife has ceased to exist. The polar ice caps have fully melted, leaving no chance of favoring life. Every chances of trying to make all countries to make peace and stability for the planet has failed. Within days, the planets will soon decompose from the face of existence. For those who are still hearing this broadcast, the United Nations urges you to remain calm. If you are with loved ones, hold them close. If you are alone, find peace within your spirit. Humanity has endured, fought, and triumphed through countless days, and will mark the end of our world. Let us meet this final moment together, not in fear, but in peace, and the shared memories we have. We extend our eternal gratitude to all scientists, leaders, and citizens we have devoted for in the preservation of our species. This message will not be repeated. The United Nations thanks every soul that contributed to the progress of mankind. This has been the final broadcast communication of the United Nations. May peace and the remains of light be with you all.
Stockton fires downfield. Touchdown, London Humphreys.
Sellers. He's going to launch it. And he's got his